Hi, I'm Julie O'Leary and I'm going to show you how to use the tools on the Whiteboard toolbar in Blackboard Collaborate. Blackboard Collaborate is an interactive online room that you can use with your students. When you first log in to a Blackboard Collaborate room, you will automatically start with the whiteboard up. Your room should look like this, and the Whiteboard toolbar will be on the left, right here. There are 9 tools. The first tool is the Select Objects tool, which is the arrow icon right here. To use this tool, you'll simply click on it. You can select, move, resize, and delete anything you have on the whiteboard by using this tool, which you will see me do when I show you how to use the Enter Text on the Page tool. The second tool is the Point to Items of Interest on the Page tool, which is the smiley face icon right here. To use this tool, you'll double click on it. If you would like to choose a different pointer other than the smiley face, you can click on the small triangle right here and choose a different pointer. So I'm going to choose the sun. Now you can click and point to anything you have on the whiteboard. The next tool is the Draw a Pen Stroke on the Page tool, which is the pen icon. To use this tool, you'll double click on it. This tool allows you to draw and write on the whiteboard. You can switch from a pen to a highlighter by clicking on the small triangle right here and then clicking on the highlighter. Notice that the highlighter stroke is much thicker than the pen stroke. And the next tool is the Enter Text on the Page tool, which is the A icon. To use this tool, you'll double click on it. Now you can place a text board anywhere on the whiteboard and type in it. Just like that. Now you can move the text box at any time by clicking on the arrow icon. So up here, the Select Items icon, and moving the text box around just by clicking and then dragging. You can also resize the text box by clicking on the pointer, selecting the text box, and then grabbing one of the boxes either in the corners or on one of the lines and resizing it just like that. You can also delete a text box by selecting it just like that and then clicking the delete button on your keyboard, which is towards the right of your keyboard. So I'm going to do that now. I hit delete and the text box is deleted. And that's how you use the pointer tool to resize, move, and delete items on your whiteboard. The next tool is the Draw a Filled Rectangle on the Page tool, which is the shaded square icon right here. To use this tool, you'll double click on it. Now you can draw a shaded rectangle on the whiteboard by clicking on the whiteboard and then dragging to determine the size of the rectangle that you want. You can switch from a shaded rectangle to a shaded ellipse by clicking on the small triangle right here and then selecting the circle icon. And then you'll do the same thing to create your ellipse. Click and drag to determine the size of the ellipse you want. So the next icon, or the next tool on the toolbar, is the Draw a Rectangle on the Page tool, which is the white square icon. This tool is exactly like the Draw a Filled Rectangle on the Page tool, except for the rectangle and ellipse are not shaded. So I'm not going to go through the steps for this tool since the directions and everything are exactly the same as the previous tool. It's just that the shapes are not going to be filled in. So we're going to move on to the next tool on the toolbar, which is the Draw a Straight Line on the Page tool. That's the diagonal icon right here, the diagonal line icon. To use this tool, you'll click on it just once. Now you can draw lines on the whiteboard by clicking and dragging to determine the length of your line. You can also resize, move, and delete the line the same way you did with the text box, and you can also move, resize, and delete any of the ellipses and rectangles that you put on your page as well. So now the next icon is the place a screen capture on the page tool. This is a more advanced tool that you would need a separate screencast of its own, so I'm not going to go over how to use this tool right now in this instructional screencast. So we're going to move on to the last tool on the toolbar, which is the place clip art on the page tool. This is the picture icon right here. To use this tool, you'll click on it and a clip art toolbar will appear. So there's your clip art toolbar. So there are different tabs you can choose from depending on what kinds of clip art you want. I'm going to use the Greek uppercase letters, and you can even scroll over. You'll use application. So I'm going to use the Greek lowercase letter, or lowercase. So you just click on any one you want. So I'm going to choose the N. You come over here and you place it on the toolbar, or on the whiteboard, I'm sorry. And then that's it. And when you're done using it, you could just X out of the clip art. So now you can also move, resize, and even delete your clip art, just as you would with the rectangles, the lines, the text boxes, and the lines that you draw with the highlighter and pen. Anything you place on the whiteboard, you can use the pointer tool right at the top, the Select Objects tool, to delete, move, resize, or select anything on the whiteboard that you placed there with any of the icons on the toolbar. So after using these tools, your whiteboard page can get cluttered like how mine did. You can get rid of some of the clutter by either deleting things off of the whiteboard by selecting the arrow icon up here and then selecting on the items you would delete. So I'm going to select on this rectangle and delete it. Select my ellipse and click the delete button. So that's one way to clear it. You can also clear your whiteboard by clicking clear page, which is right to the top of your whiteboard right here. So you could click clear page. So I'm going to do that now. Then a prompt will come up asking if you're sure you want to clear the page, so I'm going to say yes. And then there you go, my whiteboard's all clear. Or if you don't want to clear the whiteboard and you want to save that page, you can come up here and click new page, and then that'll just put a new page on your whiteboard. It won't delete your old page, so you could still go back to it. So I'm going to click new page and a new page pops up. So I hope this screencast gave you a good understanding of the different whiteboard tools, and thank you for watching.